festivalcircuit.com and the director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. We have an event coming up at the Clinton Street Theater on September the 18th, just a couple short days away. And we're going to feature a film that has had their screening delayed slightly because of COVID and things. One that was nominated for the Best Romantic Comedy Microfilm Award in fall of 2021. And we finally get to screen it, hot and bothered. Jill and Caitlin, thank you so much for joining me. Great job on this one.
Thanks so much for having us, Michael. We're so excited. I'm personally so excited to come down to Portland in a couple days. Can't wait.
Yes.
All right.
Join you. I'm too far away, all the way over in Toronto, Canada, so I can't make it, but I will be there in spirit. My heart will be with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, for anyone watching this video, we had a filmmaker that canceled and they donated their tickets and they said, all you got to do is just give them to somebody who wants to watch the film. They wanted to come down. It's the directors from Whip Lord, a movie that's going to be playing. And so if you look in the description of this video, there is a promo code and there are tickets available for you to get. If you're watching this video, hopefully, Jill, some of your family can make it down here.
That's
and
right.
They can walk on in the festival. You can come and go as you please. But once you start laughing, I think you're going to stay, whoever comes. So go ahead and use that promo code until it runs out. So let's talk about the synopsis for this film. I get in trouble for saying too much. I'm in the grocery store telling somebody about a film. I just tell them the end. It's just like a weird thing I do. So I'm going to let one of you describe it. Who's going to take it from here? Who's going to describe the film? Jill.
That's right.
So
Jill.
I was going to say Caitlin, since you're the writer, or author.
Yes. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah. So it's about a couple who's extremely, well, the woman, Phoebe's super duper pregnant, and they're in a tiny, tiny apartment in the middle of a heat wave. And, you know, they're not communicating well. She's feeling really like all the focus is on her belly and what about her, and her husband, Josh, is feeling, I think, really scared about being a dad, and their air conditioner stops working. And it's sort of just like a slice of life into this couple who's about to have their life change with their baby. So that is it.
You know, you wrote this as a comedy, but it's so real. I think that's why it's funny.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, I'm a husband, my wife, we've gone through some strange stuff, especially we always tell the stories, you know, when she was pregnant. I won't go into the stories, but there are stories where things happen. And so what your film really does is bring back the reality of those times, just where our hormones are different, the expectations are different, where we're just trying to do everything right, not make any mistakes. And that's usually when you make the most, right? So, Jill, what attracted you to doing this particular story? What was it for you that said, hey, I'm going to dedicate time, effort, and energy into working on this?
Yeah, well, really, it was Caitlin, my love and respect and admiration for my friend. And just, you know, she's a wonderful actor. And the script was so sweet. And, you know, she showed it to me. I read it and I just said, you know, if you want me to direct it, I would be happy to. And we worked together at the time at a restaurant, and that's how we became friends. And so it was just a delight making that film. It was so much fun. We had a blast.
It was great.
Really, yeah.
All right, so Caitlin, you must have brought this from some personal experience. I'll let you explain why you wrote this.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, totally. Yeah, I felt like, well, when I got pregnant, I actually felt like my acting career was going really well. And then there was a certain point when I had to reveal to my agents, like, hi, guys, I'm pregnant. And, you know, there was a lot of fear, I think, at the time that, like, you know, looking back, I'm like, oh, my gosh, it was 9 months. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, time goes a lot quicker now, I feel like, when I have a kid. But at the moment, I just felt like I never see pregnant people on TV. Where are the pregnant people, you know? Like, here's this big moment in my life. And, like, I just felt like I had something to say. And also, I think there's something about being pregnant. Like, now making a short film in my second and third trimester, I don't know if I would have it. At the time, it's like whole like mama bear kind of hormones, like you can move mountains. I was just like, of course I'm going to make a short film. Of course I'm going to produce this. And then, of course, when I shared it with Jill, it just felt so natural for us to work together. And Jill's a mom and she's an artist. So I felt she understood what that kind of like the crux of it was. Like, what is it to want to keep making stuff, but also want to be a mom? And then I knew I wanted to work with Eris, my co-actor, because we'd worked together on a couple things, and he's so amazing. And I knew we would have this great chemistry. So it kind of felt like kismet. Like it just kind of all fell into place. And I'm, I did that instead of like decorating my kids' nursery. So differently, perhaps I might have spent my time differently, but it was great. I had a blast, like Jill said.
Good stuff. Well, I feel like every production is a little piece of film school. Jill, what did you learn during this production?
Oh, wow. A lot. I learned a lot. So Caitlin wrote the script about a heat wave, and we shot it at around now. So like around September 20th or something like that. And it was incredibly hot. It was like, well, we don't need to do any acting. You guys are just really just feel the disgusting humidity that is Toronto in the summer. So there was that was fun. And, I think the most stuff that I learned about about filmmaking is we had a continuity issue, and that was a big learning curve. And the editor that we worked with, he was very green and eager and really well organized and a lovely guy, but the edit was challenging. The edit was challenging. So I learned a lot about how important it is to have continuity. We had someone on it, but she was wearing a couple of other hats as well. And so I've made some short films. I've directed a handful of short films, maybe 6 or something like that, and 5. And it's not like you get to do it a lot. So next time I will just focus more on the continuity. Yeah.
Well,
it's
Caitlin,
not a sexy lesson. It's not a sexy lesson, but it's my
That's
lesson.
cool.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one though, because it teaches you. So I always tell people, I was on location as an audio engineer for most of my career on set, and I always tell people the time that I learned the most about my mixing on set was the time I got to do audio post-production on my own film. And then the sound guy that I was yelling at was myself, and so there's certain mistakes that you look back and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not doing that in the field anymore. So I'm sure this will stick with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny that you bring that up, because I think that it's something that a lot of filmmakers and a lot of producers and directors even don't focus on. They don't have an awareness about sound as much as they should, because I think it's at least 50%, maybe more than that. So I think that's a great lesson. Remember about how important, and the sound was great. We had an amazing film recorded. Sarah Clayton, she did a fantastic job, because Caitlin at the time lived in this Toronto apartment, which was in a quiet neighborhood, but we shot on a Saturday or a Saturday, and it was like lots of people outside on their bikes and playing, and dogs and airplanes, and it was that was great.
So Caitlin, you're in front of the camera, you're behind the camera, you plan this whole thing out. As a writer, you have a vision for how it's going to turn out. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do both sides of the camera. You did it, but I don't know how to do that. Tell me, what did you learn from this production, being on both sides? Really?
Oh my gosh, so much. A couple things were like, from a writing perspective, I could see how next time I want my next project to be a little darker, a little just that there's always a further place to go. This one was, so much of it was the hormones, the pregnancy hormones, very reflective of that. But like, just that there's always a further place to go with how honest we can be, and that's exciting to me, but like kind of revealing more and more those private moments. And then in terms of like acting, I really saw like, we got to make our day. We just got to make our day. It's like, we had my set, which is my house, but like our actor had to leave at a certain time.
Right.
Just that like sometimes as actors, I think we can strive to get this kind of perfect take, or like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go there. And it was like, okay, the coverage, we got to get this shot. Now we have to move on. So that was really helpful. And then like from a producing perspective, I did not budget at all for my post. I did okay for my post, but not for, I didn't know anything about festival submissions. And so now I think I know so much more about, that's like a whole other journey. And it's expensive, but it's also like about targeting, like what is your actual film? What is the best audience that wants to see your film? What are those festivals? So that was all new to me. And I feel like next time it's going to be a lot easier, but it's always like, I'm proud of it because it's like you got to make a first film and make all those mistakes, and then the next one will inevitably be better. So yeah.
All right, yeah, good insight. I appreciate your transparency on all this stuff. So, what do you have planned for the future? What's going to be going on? We can start with you again, Jill. What are you working on next?
So I'm working on a new short film. I have made a handful of short films, like I said, but the last couple that I've made have been other people's scripts, and I'm really interested in getting back to my own work. And so I've got a new short film and some private investment, which I sort of can't believe, but the plan is to shoot in the winter, and because yes, I'm in Canada, but 99% of the script is indoors, so that's a plus. So I need a producer. That's what I'm looking for, a producer right now, which is such an important piece of the puzzle, because I would like to focus on the creative stuff, so I don't have to worry about the business side. Yeah, so I'm looking for a producer.
All right.
I'm also developing a series, and I've got like a feature that there are a lot of things going on, but that's the next thing, is the short film.
All right. And Caitlin, I'm sure you're going to tell me about Hot and Bothered too, right?
Hot and Bothered too. Yeah, no, I will never shoot another film while pregnant unless somebody else is
There's some props that are a little too expensive, so
yeah, the whole like 18 years on that. No, my daughter's great. My next project is I want to actually explore a thriller. I love crime shows, and I have an idea for a script, and I'm on Vancouver Island, and there's actually, like, serendipitously, I have two girlfriends who are also moms, and they're on the island. So I have an idea brewing for a project with them, and I've got like an amazing location that's got this like Pacific Northwest kind of moody mountains and lake vibe. So I'm really excited about doing something genre-ized that's totally different, and just a little more like creepy. And then I'm auditioning for projects, whatever my agent sends to me. I'm like thrilled to audition and go out for all the kind of fun stuff that's shooting in Vancouver.
You sound busy. That's a good thing.
We love that's, I think, something good about parenthood is it just makes you like, I can keep going. Sure, give me more. I got it.
Yeah, for sure.
I always found it made me really much more organized than I was before. There was no time for procrastination. It was like, I have this window. I'm going to make the most of it. Yeah.
100%.
Definitely more efficient with your time. And it makes you, when you look at your single friends with no kids, you're like, dude, why aren't you getting anything done? Like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly. I'm like, what do you mean you slept in? Shush.
Yeah. Or what do you mean you're not getting enough sleep? Like, what the heck is stopping you?
100%.
I have two little alarm clocks at home, so I definitely get up. My kids are 6 and 12, so they definitely keep me on my toes, and they make sure they wait. They can't wake up for school, but man, Saturday morning they're popping up, waking me up. But anyway.
Oh, but before you know it, Michael, your 12-year-old will be sleeping. Will be going to bed later than you and sleeping in later than you can even remember ever having done yourself.
Good times ahead. Good times ahead. Well, this has been great. I can't wait to show this. Funny, it just fits right into the program. Just so great. We wish we could have screened it earlier, but that's one of the things we try to do as a company, is that we try to make sure that it's not a you snooze, you lose situation. If you want to see your film on that screen, you earned it, and then you need to change the date. I mean, we're filmmakers. I have people who get booked on a show. Like, I just got an email from someone who can't make it, on Sunday, who just got booked as a second AD on an 8-week shoot. I mean, what are you supposed to do? So,
wow,
this is the industry we live in, and I'm glad that we have a chance to show this to an audience. The whole idea is to show this in front of a live audience. So thank you for that. Thank you for sending us good content. Thank you for making us look great. And is there anything else that you'd like to add before we go?
We just like to thank the judges and yourself. Like, the whole Portland Comedy Film team has been so wonderful, so flexible, and we're just so grateful to share it with like other comedy shorts in such a beautiful city. And I just want to thank again, like, our cast and crew who are so phenomenal. It's been a long time that we've all waited to go actually see this in a real live theater. It's kind of blowing my mind, and I'm just feeling so grateful for the opportunity and for everyone's hard work to finally like pay off and get to share it with an audience. That's like the best. That's why we do it.
For sure.
So well said. Yes, thank you to the judges, and it's so exciting, the idea that it's going to be in a live, in an actual dark room with humans around you. Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. And we'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday, Michael.
Okay. Take care.
Take it easy. Bye.